My mom didn't even think I had any teeth. I mean, my whole face was distorted. And I was laying there and I cried out to God and I was like, God, take this pain, please take this pain. And my pastor, he said he heard my voice and it was like God pulled him by a rope. And first thing I said was, how is Daniel? So he goes to check on my husband. He says it's like a movie. There's trauma everywhere. He said the doctor stopped and looked at him and said he was coded, dead on arrival when he got here. He's on life support. He may make it.
Husband?
Yes, my husband. He said he may make it the next 4 hours. If he makes it through the night, he'll be brain dead. So my pastor comes back and says they're working on him. And my husband and I, we were separated for 5 days. 2 different hospitals for 5 days. And I didn't find out, till after I was home, what was going on with my husband. He had a wound in the back of his neck where you could see his spine. There wasn't an inch on his body that had not been battered from the storm. And when he made it through the night, the doctor said, he'll have blood in his brain. There's blood in his brain, not one drop.
Wow.
So we both made, full recoveries. While we were in the hospital, my girlfriend, who actually moved into her house in the same city the same day of the tornado, and we were good friends. Her husband, was on scene right after the storm had hit, and had found my boys. And we were good friends. Our kids were friends. And so they come to the hospital, and it was about 3 days after the tornado. And I remember telling everyone to leave the room, and they sat on my bed, and we talked. And at the end, when she was leaving, she said, can I take a picture of you? I want to write a little something for later. And I looked at her, I said, write it. Take a picture and use it now. Use it now. So she goes home and writes this article, The Cheerleader, and post it. And in 48 hours, 2.5 million people read my story of how I gave it to God. And she pretty much wrote verbatim what we had talked about in the hospital
room. And
room.
know now your boys are gone.
Yes.
When did you find that out?
I just knew. I mean, the destruction was so bad. I knew it was a miracle that I was even alive. And I just knew, but as people came to me, they waited a few days to tell me. They wanted all my family there. And my mom's deaf. My mom said the first thing I did was sign, where's TC? Because I couldn't even move. My hands were right here, and I would just sign TC for Tyler and Cameron. And, she couldn't answer. I knew. And I just let them do what was, I just waited till they wanted to tell me. And but the one thing I kept saying, I didn't know how it was going to work out, but I knew that God is good. And I had to press into what I already believed in. That life is a vapor, that I should be blessed because Jesus has victory over the grave. Their will was complete and I got to live to see it. They're home. Their next breath was with the Father. And I had to stand on that. And I believed that with my whole heart. And so, and something else that really gave me a lot of peace is in heaven, 1,000 years is a day. Mm-hmm. So my kids are hanging out with Jesus for a day. And even if they were to ask, where's my mom? Jesus is going to say, you'll see her tomorrow.